Alright, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel. I've been gone for a little while, but it's because nothing's really been happening. So in place of that, I'm going to be talking about my favorite game ever, that being Destiny 2. Now some of my newer viewers might not know this, but I do have a lot of Destiny gameplay in the background of some videos. And yeah, I know as of late I've been playing a lot of Elden Ring, so I guess that's why you've been seeing it on the channel recently. But that's neither here nor there. A couple of months ago, I made a video about how the final shape was starting to scare me, and I'm pretty sure that was around the time of the big layoffs that happened, and of course we were still in the middle of this 7-month drought of content. So I mean, like, the future was looking pretty grim, bro. Whenever I would log in, I would see less and less people on, and as an avid player, I mean, that's kind of something that you don't really want to see, especially if you care about the company. Now I firmly believe that if you're gonna call yourself a true fan of anything, you're gonna need to be critical of it and love it at the same time. Give it credit where credit is due. And for the first time in a while, I'm gonna be making a positive video about Destiny, because in my opinion right now, Destiny is definitely headed in the right direction, and dare I say, it's probably in one of the best states that it's ever been, at least following such a drought and such a grim time like we were in a couple of months ago. Now I'll save my thoughts about the Final Shape gameplay trailer for later on in the video, but we'll start with Into the Light, which is currently going on, and I think it's gonna go on until May 30th, I believe, so just like a week before or the week of the Final Shape. And I'll say this first, if you're somebody that hates Into the Light, just remember, this is a free update that's giving us a bunch of weapons that we never thought we'd ever see again. And not only that, but we're getting 2 new game modes to farm and experience until June 3rd. And I understand that the weapons in question only really hold more value to the players that experience them firsthand. But even for newer players who haven't experienced them, I mean, these are still really fucking good weapons that will definitely make a difference. And I honestly do believe that they'll be in a lot of people's loadouts come Final Shape. So here we are, week 2 of Into the Light. But going into this, I thought that we were only going to get 1 map or maybe 2 maps to play around with, and then as the weeks go on, more maps unlock for us. But no, they straight up just gave us all of the maps that they were going to put out. So it offers a little bit more variety in my opinion. And here's the thing with Destiny, right? A lot of the stuff that you'll notice is that reused assets come up a lot. It's a lot of a problem with some of the community. In my opinion, I only really view it as an issue for the weapons in particular. However, with Bungie in the state that it's in right now, I mean, I'm really not complaining that they even got this out. And so what if they had to reuse assets? It will be way more of a time investment to create new things, which takes away their time from the Final Shape. I mean, you people out there that want the Final Shape to be the best ever, but then complain about reused maps that you've been playing on for the past like 5 years, I want you to think about how little it makes sense to actually divert attention away from the Final Shape and focus on an update that's only going to last about a month. But I've definitely been having fun so far. I think my favorite map is probably Midtown. I don't really like it too much for PvP, but for PvE, I mean, wow, I do enjoy it. I, for one, never really thought I would get to see a PvP map used for PvE, and for me, it's a nice change of pace as opposed to going to like the Dreaming City or somewhere else in the Cosmodrome. And of course there is a Cosmodrome map and a Vostok map. Actually, Vostok is probably the best map for me to clear 50 waves on Legend for whatever reason, but for PvP I just hate the map. And this week I feel like it was one of the more anticipated weeks with Mountaintop and Midnight Coupe coming back. I was lucky enough to get a shiny 3 out of 5 roll for the Midnight Coupe on my first try, but the Mountaintop I'm definitely still farming for. And that's another thing too. This is actually the biggest reason why Into the Light I feel like is a success, is that these weapons aren't craftable, right? A lot of YouTubers and a lot of people actually have the same sentiment in that grinding for weapons is kind of what makes Destiny good. It's one of the alluring factors of a looter shooter. Heck, maybe you would even say that this is one of the factors that contributes to the replayability aspect of Destiny itself. And I would agree, I haven't gotten tired at all farming for god rolls, especially not with Mountaintop. I've often heard ever since Witch Queen that crafting has ruined the game for a lot of people, seeing as though they can just get the red borders every week until they're done and never have to play a raid or play an activity again. And I never fully agreed with that until now. Like for me, I know that the loot chase was kind of like a side thing for me. That's not really what got me into the game. It was more of the story and more of everything that was going on with the lore. Don't get it twisted though, I still know that the loot is an integral part of the game, and it's probably the main reason why a lot of people even still play Destiny. It's the loot chase, it's the grind. And now that we're here in the second week of Into the Light, I can say now that crafting did more damage than a lot of people think. Crafting is a lazy way of getting weapons that you want, getting god rolls that you want, and I don't think that's ever really been Destiny. But as far as Into the Light goes, so far so good. I like it. I give it a good 8.5 out of 10. And that's without even talking about the new 0 Hour mission that's coming back, which I really can't wait to explore that, as well as the Whisper exotic mission, which a lot of people have been asking for a while. But now let's talk about the Final Shape reveal and what I thought about it. I'm just gonna be straight up with you, man. That Final Shape preview made me want to pre-order again, and I actually did. And no, it's not because I want to throw money Bungie's way willy-nilly. It's literally because they refunded me the game that I had pre-ordered back in August. And it's weird because I never got an email from Bungie or from PlayStation even that told me that they refunded my money for the Final Shape. That aside, I feel like the Final Shape is gearing up to be one of the better expansions in Destiny's history. And I actually do want it to be the best. I want it to beat Taken King, I want it to beat Forsaken, and I feel like it does have a really good chance in doing that. We'll start off with the new Prismatic subclass. This apparently is going to, for specific classes, going to allow you to mix and match different light and dark subclasses, giving you new abilities, a new grenade, and allowing you to become transcendent. Now, I know a lot of people in the PvP community are going to be, or probably will be, very angry when the Final Shape comes out and there's a bunch of light and dark subclasses cheesing their way about. I mean, Mayhem's gonna be a mess, dude. Like, it's gonna be fun still, but I mean, that balancing is gonna be crazy. However, I still kind of share the same sentiment that a lot of other people who watched the trailer pretty much had, and that was, I mean, if this is the Final Shape, we gotta full send it, bro. Like, if we're gonna be like powerful in the truest sense of the word, give us everything, man. Let us have it. PvE, it's gonna be fun for real, and I actually can't wait to see how hard the raid is going to be just because of Prismatic's existence. For months now, there's been a little bit of a dilemma in my mind as to what class I'm going to finish this story out on. For those of you who don't know, I started out Destiny, the original one, as a hunter, and through the years as I, went on to the other classes, I started to fall in love with Titan. I started D2 on the Titan, and I had the most hours on my Titan. But then I started playing Warlock a lot because, Warlock is kind of essential in PvE, and I kind of like the mage healer archetype. And so, like I said, I've had this dilemma for the longest time until I saw the Final Shape. And funny enough, the animations for Prismatic is what got me to officially commit to Warlock. Something about it just doesn't quite feel right, but at the same time, I just can't get over it, man. You kind of look like Sombra, one of my favorite characters from Overwatch, when she goes invisible. I've always kind of liked that hand wave motion, but not only that, we're also getting random rolled exotic class items that steal other perks from other exotics. These will definitely help complement the Prismatic setup, and I genuinely cannot wait to get my hands on it. And of course, this leads me to the last topic, the Dread, the new enemy faction. Like, after 10 years, bro, of asking and pleading, Bungie finally did it. They made something new. Y'all, when I tell you I was looking at that trailer, jumping up and down, I was hyped, bro. And as a lore guy myself, I really can't wait to find out what these guys are all about. Maybe even read some interactions that the Dread and Crow might have had. We're also getting Kvostov and Red Death back. Red Death is something that I'm really excited for. I really want to see what they're going to do with the perk because we basically already have Red Death in the form of Crimson. And you know what? It totally slipped my mind, but later on in Into the Light, this new game mode called Pantheon is going to come out, where it's basically like, from what I understand, Boss Rush from Elden Ring. The emblems look amazing, probably better than some day one emblems. And the title that you get for it, Godslayer, that's definitely something that I'm going to have going into the Final Shape. Like, I mean, that title just sounds too cold. Forget Kingslayer, forget Riven's Bane. Godslayer is where it's at, man. So with everything that we've been shown so far and everything that we've gone over today in this video, I don't think that the Final Shape is giving me the same feeling that I once had 5 months ago, which is amazing because honestly, one of the better things in gaming for me is a cornered Bungie. When their back's up against the wall, man, I mean, they know how to deliver. They've done it before, and I believe that they're going to do it again. Let's just hope that they continue to trend upward in the right direction with the upcoming episodes after the Final Shape. But that's going to be it for me today, guys. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, hit that like button. If you want more content similar to this, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Sub up, stay safe, and peace.